Welcome to a wild ride through the 1970s, where truckers sang in code, ducks discoed, and heartbreak came wrapped in glitter. These 15 songs aren't great, but they're unforgettable. Some were cheesy, some bizarre, and a few were just plain bad, yet somehow they hit number one. So dust off your vinyl, cue the nostalgia, and let's count down the most awesomely bad chart toppers of the decade. 1. I've Never Been to Me by Charlene. Released in 1977, became a hit in 1982.
For a discontented mother and a rich.
Some songs don't ask to be understood. They demand to be felt. Charlene's soft rock confessional is a swirling glass of Chardonnay spilled across velvet memories.
Won't you share a part of a weary heart?
Recorded in 1977, this dramatic diary of regret didn't find its spotlight until a Florida DJ resurrected it in 1982. And what a resurrection it was. The opening feels like a whispered journal entry. By the time Charlene confesses to being undressed by kings, we're knee-deep in soft focus introspection. It's part soap opera, part spiritual monologue, and entirely 70s. Critics hated it. Listeners devoured it. Because whether you sobbed or cringed, you remembered it. And that's the secret of Charlene. She didn't just sing a song. She delivered a melodramatic reckoning in 4 minutes flat. 2. Billy, Don't Be a Hero by Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods, 1974. If you're going to write an anti-war anthem, maybe it will make it sound like a toy commercial. Released as America was weary from Vietnam, Billy, Don't Be a Hero tells a tragic tale. A woman pleads with her lover not to die in war. Spoiler, he dies. But instead of solemnity, we get parade drums, tambourines, and harmonies so bright they blind the heartbreak. It's like The Notebook, but set to bubblegum pop. Oddly enough, it worked. Despite its whiplash between message and melody, it hit number one and was even banned by the BBC, not for vulgarity, but for being emotionally confusing during wartime. A Tragic Valentine, sparkled in glitter. Number 3, Feelings by Morris Albert, 1974. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. That's not just the chorus. That's the entire philosophy. Brazilian singer Morris Albert wrapped an entire breakup into a soft, foggy piano cloud. It's fragile, vague, and heartbreakingly floaty.
For my life, I'll feel it.
He sounds like someone mourning a lover, or maybe just a missing sock. But the twist? That emotional melody wasn't entirely his. A French composer sued and won. And suddenly, this Grammy-nominated ballad became the punchline of the decade, parodied by the Muppets and mocked on game shows. It's not just a breakup song. It's the sound of existential confusion set to music. 4. I Am Woman by Helen Reddy, 1972. Before Beyoncé, before the Spice Girls, there was Helen Reddy, softly declaring, I am strong, I am invincible, I am woman.
I am wise, but it's wisdom for the pain. Yes,
Written as a feminist anthem, it resonated across the 70s and earned Reddy a Grammy. It was empowering, historic, and honestly a little sleepy.
I am strong, I am invincible.
With a lullaby-like tempo and gentle delivery, some critics called it too tame for a revolution. But that's exactly what made it powerful. It didn't shout, it stood. And it stood tall. 5. Convoy, C.W. McCall, 1975. Breaker 19, This Is Rubber Duck, Come Again? If that makes sense to you, you lived through the CB radio craze. Convoy was less a song and more a trucker epic, a spoken word protest anthem about big rigs, nicknames, and sticking it to the man.
Ben, this here's a rubber duck, and I'm about to put the hammer down.
There was barely any melody, just country rock and lots of slang. But it worked. It topped both pop and country charts, sparked a trucker movie, and sent kids begging for walkie-talkies. Was it music? Sort of. Was it iconic? Absolutely. It's the sound of 18 wheels crashing into pop culture with no brakes. Number 6, Seasons in the Sun, Terry Jacks, 1973. This is not just a goodbye. It's a farewell wrapped in soft melodies and emotional sedation. Adapted from a French song about adult regret, the English version stripped away the nuance and replaced it with pastel-colored sadness. We had joy, we had fun. Terry Jacks's vocals drift like a final sigh at the end of summer. Critics slammed it for being overly sanitized, like grief watered down for radio. But the public, they bought it in droves. It hit number 1 in over a dozen countries. It's not just sad. It's the kind of sentimental that sneaks up on you like a lullaby for lost time. 7. Afternoon Delight, Starland Vocal Band, 1976. At first listen, it sounds wholesome.
Everything's a little clearer in the light of day.
Harmony so pure you'd think you were in Sunday school. But then you hear the lyrics, skyrockets in flight. Oh, it's not about a picnic, it's about afternoon affection.
This morning feeling soulful, like I always thought a fish could not be caught who didn't.
Released in 1976, this soft rock classic masked innuendo and sunshine and sweetness. It became the ultimate bait and switch, a song so polite your grandma might hum along without realizing what she's singing. The result? A number 1 hit, a Grammy win, and an uncomfortable conversation or two. It's cheesy, it's clever, and it's soft rock's most innocent guilty pleasure. 8. Escape, the Pina Colada Song, Rupert Holmes, 1979.
Columns. There was this letter I read.
Plot twist, a man tries to cheat on his girlfriend only to discover he's meeting his girlfriend. Rupert Holmes almost didn't use pina coladas in the lyrics, fearing it sounded silly. But thank the tiki gods he did, because that cocktail became a cultural icon. The groove is smooth, the story is ridiculous, and somehow it all works. It's both romantic and mildly disturbing, like a rom-com written by a guy who forgot he had a girlfriend. As the final US chart topper of the 70s, it closed the decade with one last strange sip of soft rock absurdity. Number 9, You're Having My Baby, Paul Anka and Odia Coates, 1974. This was supposed to be heartfelt. It ended up being controversial and kind of weird. Paul Anka co-wrote this duet as a tribute to his wife, celebrating pregnancy. But lines like, "You could have swept it from your life," sparked outrage from women's rights groups. Musically, it's tender. Lyrically, it's, well, problematic. Still, it hit number 1, and some people slow danced to it like it was Shakespeare. It's awkward, overly sincere, and emotionally messy. But it's also very Paul Anka. Number 10, Honey, Bobby Goldsboro, 1970. This song has been called the saddest song ever written, not necessarily as a compliment.
Came running in, all excited, slipped and almost hurt.
Honey tells the story of a young wife who dies tragically, remembered not for great deeds, but for planting a tree and breaking a vase. Delivered in trembling vocals and syrupy guitar, it feels like a eulogy written by a Hallmark card. Listeners either sobbed uncontrollably or laughed through the tears. Either way, it worked. It topped the charts and became a staple for soft rock sadness. It's not just emotional, it's sentimentality cranked to 11. 11. The Streak. Ray Stevens, 1974. Imagine a song about public nudity turned into a family-friendly hit. That's The Streak.
He's just as proud as he can be of his anatomy.
In 1974, the streaking trend swept America. Sporting events, college campuses, no one was safe from surprise nudity. And Ray Stevens turned it into a novelty classic, complete with panicked reporters, Southern accents, and the immortal line, "Don't look, Ethel!" It's silly, it's chaotic, and yes, it went to number 1. This wasn't just a joke. It became the soundtrack to one of the weirdest pop culture fads of the decade. Number 12, Disco Duck. Rick Dees and his Cast of Idiots, 1976. This is the moment disco flew off the rails with a duck voice.
Party the other night. All the ladies were treating me right.
Disco Duck features Rick Dees speaking like Donald Duck over a legitimately funky beat. The idea sounds ridiculous, and it is, but somehow it worked. The song went to number 1, sold millions, and even made it into Saturday Night Fever. Fun fact, Rick Dees couldn't play it on his own radio show. It was against station policy. It's absurd, it's unforgettable, and it proves that sometimes stupidity sells. 13. Muskrat Love by Captain and Tennille, 1976. A love ballad between two rodents with actual synthesized muskrat noises.
Now he's tickling her fancy, rubbing her toe.
No, this isn't a fever dream. Muskrat Love tells the soft, dreamy tale of Susie and Sam, two muskrats paddling toward passion. Tennille delivers the lyrics with Disney princess sincerity, while her partner adds literal squeaks and synth chirps. The White House banned it from state dinners. Critics were horrified. And yet, America bought it. It's tender, it's ridiculous, and it might be the most bizarre love song ever written. 14. My Ding-a-Ling by Chuck Berry, 1972. Yes, that Chuck Berry. This rock and roll legend's only US #1 hit wasn't a guitar solo. It was a live sing-along full of childish innuendo.
Ding-a-ling, you say? That's right, it's true.
My Ding-a-Ling is technically about a toy, but everyone knew better. It's cheeky, immature, and completely outrageous. And yet the crowd ate it up. Banned in schools, loved by kids, and loathed by parents. This song might be the biggest "wait, what?" moment of Berry's entire career. 15. Playground in My Mind by Clint Holmes in 1972. Close your eyes. Now imagine a haunted music box filled with singing children. Playground in My Mind is a dreamy, slightly eerie lullaby that features child vocals, xylophones, and lyrics about imaginary kids who never grow up. It's oddly sweet, but also strangely unsettling. Was it about nostalgia? Maybe. Was it catchy? Absolutely. It crawled into the top 5 and never left listeners' heads. It's like a sugar-coated fever dream, innocent on the surface and bizarre underneath. So there you have it, 15 songs that prove the 1970s weren't just about rock gods and disco queens. They were also home to ducks on the dance floor, emotional truckers, and deeply confused love ballads. Some of these hits were overly sincere, others were wonderfully ridiculous, and a few, they were just plain weird. But every single one left a mark. And decades later, we're still humming them, parodying them, or secretly loving them. So now it's your turn. Which of these songs still lives rent-free in your brain? Which one do you actually love, even if you pretend not to? And did we miss any gloriously bad 70s #1 hit that deserves the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments because, let's be honest, nostalgia is better when it's shared. And hey, if this trip down musical memory lane gave you a chuckle or a cringe, give this video a like, subscribe for more strange and unforgettable throwbacks, and keep those guilty pleasures spinning. Until next time, I'm Ethan with Hollywood Echo, where the weirdest stories never go out of style.